Good evening and welcome to Richmond Power and Light Board meeting for Monday, December the 4th, 2023. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Doug Goss.
Here.
Lucinda Wright.
Present.
Bill Engel.
Here.
Jeff Kappa.
Here.
Jeff Locke.
Here.
Gary Turner.
Here.
Jane Bumbalow.
Here.
Ron Oler.
Here.
And Larry Parker.
Here.
All are present.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. We have 3 different dates.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Locke.
if there's no additions or corrections, I'll make a motion to approve the meetings of October 16th, November 6th, and November 13th.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve the minutes as received for the 16th of November, 16th of October, 6th of November, and 13th of November. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Bills to be approved.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
Finance Committee's met and recommends approving the grand total of bills in the amount of $7,733,036.14.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve the bills in the amount of $7,733,036.14. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there any unfinished business to come before the board at this time? Hearing none, report by the general manager.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
First, just this picture I have here is a picture of a pole that was replaced today, and as you see, it was a favorite of woodpeckers. And so a lot of times we talk about squirrels being one of our big problems as a power company. We do have a lot of trees in Richmond and a lot of birds and a lot of woodpeckers. And so we do a lot of pole replacement because of woodpeckers. I just thought that was a really good example of a damaged pole, and as a very, very busy pole, as you can see. There's a lot of other things attached to that, like telecommunications. First thing on the agenda tonight is we're going to ask to award a bid on the new 12-inch drum-style wood chipper for the line department, as previously approved in the 2023 capital budget. We are requesting to award the bid to Vermeer without trade in the amount of $68,778. We have taken up the practice recently, like the city of Richmond has, of using, I think it's called gov.bid or whatever, and we can auction our excess off, and we've seemed that we have had experience receiving more using that site than turning things in on trade. So we would like to keep this, and we'll put this on that site. Anyway, although Vermeer is the higher bidder of the 2 bids, the other bidder did not meet the specifications, specifically the engine size and horsepower and the minimum in-feed hopper size. So it was a smaller unit, and for example, the unit that we are going to retire is almost 14 years old, so we would like to acquire the type of equipment that we need because we will be keeping it for a very long time. This does have an estimated delivery date of March of 2024, which compared to some of the other equipment we've ordered recently, that is wonderful. And the budget for this item is $75,000, so we are within the budgeted amount.
Any questions, General Manager? What's the board's pleasure?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Goss.
move that we award the bid on the 12-inch drum-style wood chipper line department to Vermeer.
Is your name Mr. Collins?
Second.
Say it fast enough.
Have a motion and a second to award the bid of the 12-inch drum sander to Vermeer in the amount of $68,778. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, should we change name tags or something?
One end of the table to the other.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is we're asking to open bids on the 2024 to 2026 line clearance contractor project for the line department as budgeted annually. We do have our proof of publication if you would like to approve our proof of publication this evening.
Mr. Chairman, move that we approve the proof of publication.
Second.
And we have a second. Have a motion and a second to approve and place on file proof of publication. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
So this, we have 3 bids, and the bid sheet, they're actually a few pages. They look like this. We ask for a lot of detail. But the thing that, if it's okay with you, that I'll read, and this is what is our daily driver, is the price to remove a tree, trim a tree, and a unit of brush, which is 500 square foot. So our first bidder is Tree Corps LLC, based out of Michigan, Herbert, Michigan, Harbert. So to trim a tree, it's $110, to remove a tree, $112, and to remove 1 unit of brush is $112. So that's the first one. Second one, according to the envelope, is from Asplin Tree Experts LLC from Sunman, Indiana.
Never heard that name pronounced. Well done.
That's a good guess.
It's a good guess.
Will you spell it for me?
ASPLUNDH. So their price to trim a tree is $148.50, to remove a tree, $175.50,
Wow.
and to remove 1 unit of brush, $94.50. So it's giving us kind of a good comparison there. And finally, well, let's just open this one. I can't read their writing on the envelope. Midwest Spray Team and Sales, Inc., out of Des Moines, Iowa. And so their rates, well, they didn't submit the bid sheets as requested. So we'll have to reconsider this one if it's even eligible to be considered. So we missed a couple of pages. So with what we'd be just requesting permission to take these under advisement tonight for
Chair Leonard Davis,
Mr. Chairman,
motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we refer to the bids for the 2024 tree clearance for line department to the general manager for tabulation, evaluation, and recommendation.
Second.
Motion second to refer the bids for the 24 tree clearance to the line department for tabulation, evaluation, and recommendation. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is a request to go out to bid. Specifically, Parallax is now able to complete more installations, freeing up the line department's time. Their finances will now allow them to acquire a bucket truck for their own use. Currently, they've been borrowing a truck from the meter department or the line department. Due to extended lead times, the board encouraged Parallax to begin soliciting bids for a new 2024 bucket truck on a 550/5000 series chassis. So we're just requesting to go ahead and go out for bid to maybe get a jump start on this for 2024.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
and Tony, did you say this was in the Parallax budget?
It is for 2024. So if you don't approve the budget tonight, we won't go out to bid.
Okay.
There you go.
In that case,
No pressure.
I'll make a motion that we allow Parallax to solicit bids for a new 2024 bucket truck.
Second.
Motion second to request to receive bids on the bucket truck for Parallax. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Next thing on the agenda tonight is the quarterly ECA. So we do that a month in advance. The ECA will change for the billing in January. Overall, the change for the first quarter 2024 for residential is a 0.0018 increase. We have seen our ECAs being relatively flat during the month or during the year 2023, and that trend is continuing into 2024. Overall, for all the rate classifications, the average is a 0.002703 per kilowatt hour increase. Per IMPA, we are expecting mid-year next year to hopefully see a decrease when, as you can see on this chart, We had an increase in 2021, or from 2021 into 2022. Reason for that is, as you may recall, natural gas prices went up dramatically in 2021, but the way EMA does their rate study annually, we didn't absorb those added costs until 2022 and 2023. So that's why we've seen that uptick, but we're finally seeing that hopefully go down. So mid-year next year, we should see this ECA drop.
Questions of General Manager?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion, we approve the ECA rates for the first quarter of 2024.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the ECA rates for the first quarter of 2024. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Next thing on the agenda, just wanted to bring back the 2024 budget. I'll do a quick synopsis of what we reviewed in the budget meeting. There are a couple of new lines in the budget that we did point out that evening. One is for environmental remediation, and it is found in the general manager's budget. This amount is the difference between the year-to-year estimates to complete the coal combustion residual project. We get an estimate every year as to where that's going to land. Auditors have asked us to expense these changes annually, but this is not a cash disbursement. So the reason I point that out is it does reflect a $1.8 million amount in the general manager budget, but it is not, like I said, a cash disbursement. It is an accounting adjustment related to that expense. Another line found in the finance budget is titled Amortization of a Regulatory Asset. Again, this is one of the first times you've seen this in the budget. This line has to do with the additional funds collected annually because of the last rate study. Specifically, this includes the funding we're setting aside into reserve accounts for the CCR project, again, the coal ash project, future decommissioning of Whitewater Valley Station, which again, we don't have a firm date on that, but we're just planning ahead, and future substation upgrades. As of September of this year, per the September 30th financials, we have set aside almost $10 million into those three accounts as required in that last rate study, and we continue to set funds aside into those accounts monthly. So that's where we are there. The budget also includes a system planning project for the Midwest Industrial Park. Now that 3 large tenants have started construction in the park, we need to plan for future growth, especially since additional land has been acquired for expansion. Additionally, the budget includes funding for a large transformer study. Many of our large power transformers will be approaching end of useful life in the next 5 to 15 years. Replacement of these transformers will be costly. In today's environment, they are around $2 million apiece. They are currently taking approximately 3 years to receive once ordered. As a result, we plan to increase testing and complete further evaluation to help us study the condition and prioritize the replacement of these large power transformers for the coming years.
How many transformers do we have?
The report I had given you in the past, I believe we were looking at, it was between 12 and 15, if we include our intertie transformers, which are take the 138 voltage, drop it down to 69. So what we are quantifying as the large power transformers are the ones that take it from 69 kV down to 13.8 for distribution. And those are what are found at the majority of our gated substations in Richmond. So most of these were all installed in the 80s, and so they're all coming to the end of their useful life within a 5 to 10 year period. We continue succession planning in key positions and are seeing several positions eliminated in this year's budget that were specifically established for past succession planning purposes. And then capital expenditures that we reviewed prior do include our annual system improvements and the ongoing replacement of our aging equipment. After adding back the non-cash portion of the GASB 668 requirement, which is the pension accounting rule, we anticipate a projected net income of approximately $971,000 in 2024. That does not include that environmental expense that I mentioned as well. So that number actually would be another $1.8 million higher than that. But traditionally, just for the sake of continuity in the budget, we always do the add back GASB, and so that's where we would we show our net income of approximately $971,000. I know we went through the budget, I won't say line by line, but I know at least in my presentation, I had 90-plus lines that I went over, plus the questions that you had. Have the budget book with me if you had additional questions. Overall, year to year, our overall expense change is a 2.17% increase in expenses from last year. So relatively flat budget with no major changes.
Any questions of the general manager at this time? Hearing none, what is the board's?
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the budget for 2024.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the 2024 budget. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last action item on the agenda is Resolution 2, 2023, a resolution of the Richmond Power and Light Board of Directors fixing the number and compensation of employees. This was sent to you previously with a memo outlining some of the changes that obviously correspond with what's in the budget. And we can discuss that if you would like, but that is before you this evening as well.
Any questions, General Manager, regarding the salary resolution for the 2024 wages?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion, we approve Resolution 2, 2023, after we have gone over this with the General Manager Board earlier.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2, 2023. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, this evening, big thank you. I think this is the in last meeting for some of you tonight, and it's bittersweet because this was my first board that I got to work with as general manager, and you have all been wonderful to work with. And I'm very sincere about that. And first, we want to always recognize our chair. And I broke tradition again this year, and I didn't get you a gavel.
No, no.
But I did.
New car,
Not another guy.
a Toyota.
But we did last year.
Wow.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
I love that.
At least I know something about RP&L, right?
That's a cross arm that has held up power lines and held up the system for many years, just like Larry. He's helped us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I like
Just needs a little
Good
slack.
job.
It's got some on it.
We also have 3 board members moving on, and we'd like to give them a token of our appreciation. Let's see, there's a little sticky in there, I'll tell you who that was, Mr. Kappa.
Now I wish.
Aw.
Thank you.
There's Mr.
Thank you,
Bullard
thank you, thank you.
and Mr. Locke.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Aw.
That's cool.
Bottle of something.
Transformer.
Thank you.
A little work.
Oh, that is
Velvet art.
cool.
So,
That is really cool.
something to remember your days at RP&L.
Wow,
That is really, that's awesome.
those are nice.
So again, it's been a pleasure working with you, and
That is awesome.
I'll get to continue working with some of you next year, but I do appreciate the relationship we have. We have good conversations, tough questions, but it's all for the purpose of moving RP&L forward. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you, Tony. Tony, it has been a pleasure working with you. And I want you
that's
to
right.
know that I appreciate how you always
Didn't
keep
they
us
do-
informed. And you send out your newsletters, and you're always available to answer any questions, and have a lot of respect for you.
Thank
That's
you.
something to add. All of you have to sign one of these documents tonight.
Oh, don't leave, we have signatures.
Don't leave.
Back to business, Karen,
I
yeah.
There
know.
you go.
Any questions of the general manager?
Yeah, we have.
Did you make those, Tony?
We did not, we got them off Etsy.
Oh.
But
really
Larry's is true RP&L components that we did get from the stock room upstairs, actually from the scrap pile, but hey,
That's awesome.
Larry wouldn't want it any other way.
that's right.
That's right. Don't
Well, awesome.
Chair will entertain a motion. Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Don't forget to
Thank
sign.
you.
Don't forget.